Hello Stud-Scribers, Red Suit Studs here. Today we're going to be taking a look at the new LEGO Marvel Infinity Saga Sanctum Sanctorum. This is the first Marvel set I've ever reviewed on the channel, so without further ado, let's get started. So here we have our massive Sanctum Sanctorum box. I had to really pull the camera back here so you could kind of see everything. So coming in at 2,708 pieces, it retails for $24.99, which I think is a really good price for how much you're getting here, especially with all the minifigures are concerned. You can see on the top here, you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 minifigures with this set. So you get a lot of variety there. You do get 3 different versions of Doctor Strange, but they're all pretty unique enough to warrant having a nice selection of minifigures there. So if we go on the side here, you can kind of see a little illustration of Doctor Strange in the Sanctum, which is also on the instruction booklets. And then on the back here, you can kind of see how the different levels go together there. And then you can kind of see some of the play features on the bottom there, as well as the dimensions of the set itself. And then just a couple more shots of the inside of the Sanctum there. So yeah, I'm really excited to get this one built. I don't typically get LEGO Marvel sets. The only other one I have is the Guardians of the Galaxy ship, because I just really like that ship design and the color is really great. But between the minifigures and just the general design of this set with all the architecture and the details, I was really excited for this LEGO set. So let's open it up and check out the instructions. So with our instruction manual here, of course, we get our QR code instructions. And then on the inside, similar to some of like the 18+ Star Wars sets, or any kind of like the LEGO Creator or Icon sets, you get like a little blurb on the inside pages about the set itself, along with kind of some designer interviews and just designer insights on the set. And then of course you get the instructions themselves. And on the back here even, you can kind of see like a sling ring portal into the mountains, and then on the second booklet into the desert, and on the third booklet into space. So there's nothing different on the inside of booklets 2 and 3. You go right into the instructions right away. But on the back, it's a little different there with the different sling ring portals, which will come in handy later. You'll see in the set there is something represented of those 3 different areas on the inside. So let's crack open the box and get building. But real quick before I continue on with the video, I know you all know what this is. I've hidden a LEGO Minikit somewhere in this video. Let me know in the comments where you were able to find it. So for our minifigure selection here, I'll start off with Doctor Strange since he's the only non-exclusive minifigure to this set. We got him also in the Gargantos Showdown set to coincide with the Multiverse of Madness release. So this is the same version that we get in that set there. You can see we have the nice kind of rubber cape here. And if you take it off, you can see on his back here, he's got some back printing too, as well as a dual-sided face. So he's got kind of an angry expression and a happy expression. So this is the only non-exclusive minifigure in this set, like I said before. So this one isn't too special here, but still I really like that cape, and it's nice that they added both front and back printing for the head and the torso. And then we also get several accessories for him in this set. You get kind of like a magic shield and then like a magic blast here coming out of his hands with like the invisible holder pieces. And there's several other accessory shapes, more than just this shield and this kind of laser blast here. And those can all kind of fit to the minifigure hand accessory holders there as well. Next up we have one of our Doctor Strange variants, Sinister Strange, and similar to the other one, he has front and back printing on the torso as well as on the head here. So he's got his little third eye face, and then also just kind of like a creepy little smile face on the back there. And then he also has those kind of minifigure invisible accessory holders with kind of some pinkish purple shield and magic coming out of his hands there. So this one is one of the exclusive minifigures to the set. It's not in anything else. Next we have our final variant of Doctor Strange, Dead Strange. So this is the variant with his little ponytail there, also printing on the torso, legs, and back there. And he doesn't have another facial expression, but you can see he still has some detail on the back there, kind of some zombified like decay on the back of his head there, I guess, to go with the rest of his front of his face there. So he also has some minifigure accessory holders with the invisible detail there and some purple magic coming out. So this one is also exclusive, and it's our last variant of Doctor Strange. Next up we have Baron Mordo, one of the members of the Illuminati in Multiverse of Madness. You can see he has some back printing there as well under his cape, and he also has a double-sided face there, and he kind of has his magic coming out of his hands there too, just like the rest of the Doctor Stranges. And I like the material that they used for this cape here. They've been using this kind of softer material more often compared to some of the older ones that kind of have like that crispy cloth feel to it. So this one's a little bit more soft and flowy compared to the other ones. So yeah, this one is exclusive to this set. There was a version of him in one of the 2016 Doctor Strange sets, but this one is completely exclusive. Next up we have Scarlet Witch, and this one here is exclusive. It's a little bit different from one of the collectible minifigure series sets. You can see it has a double-sided head there as well as torso and back printing. It's a kind of a redesign from the older CMF collectible series of Scarlet Witch. The hairpiece is very similar. There's a little bit of difference. I believe it's just kind of the shape of the hair is a little bit different. And then the arms are a little bit different because the costume for her is different from that appearance to this one in Multiverse of Madness. So this one is exclusive here, and I really like how they kind of gave the illusion of her magic here with a couple 1x1 tiles stacked up on top of each other. It's really nice to get kind of a different shape of magic as opposed to kind of the circular shield magic that pretty much every other magician in this set has. So it's nice to get something a little bit different since her powers are pretty different from the rest of theirs. I think this is one of my favorite minifigures from this set. I really liked her in the movie too, so this was a great minifigure to add on to this set here. Next up, we have our first Infinity War character, because since the Sanctum Sanctorum in this set, it's kind of a mix between the Infinity War version and the Multiverse of Madness version. They have some Infinity War characters, like Spider-Man here, and he has kind of his Spider-Man Homecoming outfit here. He's got nice leg printing, arm printing, a lot of detail on this Spider-Man minifigure here. I think the most that we've kind of ever had in one of the MCU iterations of Spider-Man. You can see he's got his little web accessories for his hands there. So yeah, this one is completely exclusive too. It's a redesign from some of the older Spider-Man minifigures from the MCU, and there's a lot of detail packed in here with kind of the legs, arms, torso, back of the head, and everything. So this one, it's a really nice Spider-Man minifigure to have with this set here. And here we have Wong with some magic coming out of his hands as well. You can see that's kind of a running theme with a lot of the minifigures in this set here. Front and back printing. No double-sided head because he's bald, so that would look a little weird, having two faces at the same time without a hairpiece to cover it. This one is exclusive. There's a different version of Wong in one of the Spider-Man No Way Home sets, but this one here is new to LEGO, and it's completely exclusive. Next we have another one of our Infinity War minifigures, Ebony Maw. He had a version back in 2018 when Infinity War came out, and now this is a redesign here. It's not too different. The face is pretty much the same. There's a little bit different, like mouth lines, I guess, and the torso is a little bit different color as well. You can see he's got his like 1x2 invisible brick here on the bottom for kind of floating since he flies in that movie. And then he's got kind of his needle weapons that he uses on Doctor Strange. So not too much of a different minifigure from the last one we got of him, but still a nice one to have to include another Infinity War minifigure. And here we have our final minifigures for the set, and the last one in our Infinity War characters as well. We have Iron Man in his Mark 50 armor. He's got front and back torso printing as well as some leg printing on the front here. And then of course, like most Iron Man minifigures, the helmet can lift up here, and you can see he has a face with kind of like his screen that he sees inside his helmet. And then also, if you take the helmet off here, you can see he has a dual-sided face as well, so you can kind of just have his regular face not in the helmet. And it comes with a hairpiece as well that you can put on if you want to have him unmasked. And then you can also see he's got some light blue kind of translucent pieces for some jet streams coming out of his hands and his feet. So it looks really cool once you display it on the set at the end there, once you can have him kind of flying over the building. So in order to go over the whole Sanctum Sanctorum here in detail, because there is a lot of detail in this set, I'm going to start off with just kind of the base layer here, and we'll work our way up because there's 3 different sections and then also the roof of the building. So this is just kind of the first section here, and it starts with like a big 32 by 32 base plate for you to start on, and then you kind of build the foundation, and then after that the next instruction booklets you kind of do the second level, the third level, and then you cap it off with the roof. So this is just the first level here that we'll be going over right away. So already looking at the front, you can see there's already a ton of detail before even looking inside here. So you can see kind of on the street, you get like a fire hydrant, little newspaper stand, you get even like a little letter here addressed to the Sanctum Sanctorum on Bleecker Street. You get some nice trees out here. They're both identical. Maybe it would have been nice to have 2 kind of different looking trees, but I still really like the build that they used here. You have some nice little like skeleton or droid arms for like railing on the cobblestone steps there. And then you have like some cauldrons outside. You can even see there's a sticker there with the address, along with some stickers on the doors there. And then they kind of use these like grate pieces as like trellises on like the windows. And then a lot of tiling goes into this first base like building stage. There's a lot of tiling done to kind of show off like the different like stone architecture here. And I'll swing around to the side here. Even on the bottom here, you can see that there's some 2x2 plates with some stingle studs. That'll come into handy later. You'll see that's for kind of some invisible stands that can go on there to display some minifigures. And so then in the back here, you get like a little door that opens up into the sanctum there. And then on the back, there's like this street lamp and a garbage can here. I'll even open it up. You can see here. You can see there's like a soda can and a little sign for Shady Acres Care Home, which is the home that Loki puts Odin in at the beginning of Thor Ragnarok, which is kind of where Doctor Strange is in that movie too. And there's a lot of more detail here left. There's a box that's kind of opened up, and I like how they used these 1x1 slope pieces to kind of look like it's been reused and folded a couple times. And then there's some stickers on the back here for like S.H.I.E.L.D. and Shawarma Restaurant. And then there's a cool Doctor Strange like sling ring portal into the Sanctum Sanctorum there. And you can even see there's a book chained up there, one of like the forbidden texts that Doctor Strange isn't supposed to read in the first movie, I believe. So they have that chained up there, and it even opens up here. I'll show you here. Once you take that little chain off, you can kind of open the doors here, and the book pops out, and then you can open it up, and you can see that there's like those texts that like the evil magicians use in the first Doctor Strange and whatnot. So that's a really cool detail. There's a lot more like that where that came from, but that's just one of the cool ones at the beginning stage of the set here, I think. You can even see here they have like the boots of levitation from the first Doctor Strange here on a sticker there, and then something else here on one of the stickers. I can't tell exactly what it is, but there's a lot of different like stickers that are used to show some different like Easter eggs and details from some of the Marvel movies all throughout this set. So this is just the beginning. And if we come around the right side here, you can see a lot more of kind of that stone brickwork, bricks kind of tossed in there throughout, and it gives a nice bit of texture and detail, as well as some like rounded 1x2 plates here that they put in just for some different texture, so it doesn't just look like a big block of a building. And you can see that there's some pinholes here, since it is one of the modular type Lego buildings where you can kind of attach it to other stuff like the boutique hotel or the bookstore, any of those kind of modular buildings. And you can see there's some connector pieces here to attach to the other side of a modular building, and then some pins from a different one will connect on that side there. So then that brings us back around to the front here. So now let's take a look inside. So when you look inside here, you can see there's these big grand steps leading up to this area here. This actually comes out here, and that's how I was able to get in the back there with that book that was closed off. And there's a little refrigerator here, and like a cell phone and some potions on this shelf here. So it's very detailed on the inside there. It's kind of a back room. There, as you can see, it's that room that says keep out there on the door. And here you can see if you actually take the fridge out, it has a nice sticker on the front with like I brick NYC, I guess. Some creme brulee, like, oh, we need creme brulee, put it in the fridge. And then you can see it says mine on the little takeout box, and there's the apple that I think it might be a reference to Doctor Strange with the apple in the first movie. And then you can also open up the freezer, and you can see it's got a little like ice pack or something in there. So a lot of detail in there as well. You can even see like a little cell phone on top there, and then you can see kind of the potions on the shelf there with also a little calendar. So a lot of detail even in this little tiny crevice here. You can also see there's like a blue cube in there. Don't know if that's supposed to be the Tesseract or something, but cool detail underneath the stairs as well. And so once you take that piece off, there's also some details up here like a pizza box, a watch, a little box that says Wong's stuff, a travel book. And then once you look on the inside, you can see that there's Doctor Strange's doctorate degree, medical degree up on the wall there with a little chair, a big grandfather clock, picture of him and Wong in like Antarctica. And then you can see there's a lot of detailing going on the floor here with all the tiles. That was really fun to put together too. And then you can see there's like a globe over here and some more pictures on the wall. There's a lot of stickers in this set. However, a lot of these stickers are unlike some other stickers you might see in LEGO sets. Like some LEGO Star Wars sets, they put stickers on when they could have just printed that piece instead. But a lot of these stickers are things that I feel like you can't really print a piece for because it wouldn't really have much use anywhere else. So a lot of these stickers make sense, and it's all for kind of the greater detail of the set. So I can forgive them there because it creates a lot of cool Easter eggs on the inside of the building. So now that we have that first level taken care of, I'm going to go ahead and put the stairs back on here. They're really easy to come on and off there because there's only a couple studs you can see there that hold it together. So it's not like you got to really pry this thing off. It's mostly tiles with just a couple studs, so it comes out really easily and it doesn't get stuck too bad. So here we have the second level of the Sanctum. I think this was my favorite to build overall. There was a lot of cool details that went into the building process of this one, and we'll get into that in just a second here. So on the outside here, there's a lot of cobblestone work going on that was really fun to do, a lot of tiling. This section right here was really cool to do with all, like they used a barrel handle or a bucket handle for this kind of detail here, as well as some clips and a rod for some railing in, next to a window here. I will say the windows, I don't know, can't even count right now how many there are. There's a lot on this section. Putting the glass or the little invisible section on the windows here kind of hurt my fingers after a while, to be honest. It's a lot of kind of shoving into the tiny holes to get it to stick with some pegs on the glass part. So that got kind of tedious after a while. But luckily the rest of this section was a lot of fun to build, so that kind of didn't really matter after a while. I kind of got used to it. Fingers got numb, I guess. But so yeah, I'll spin it around to the back here. You can see there's a little bit of graffiti here and some more cobblestone work. And these right here we'll see on the inside, they have a use. So this here was really cool. They have a little Gargantos coming out of the wall here, and you'll see some of the other sections of the sanctum. The walls actually come out, they're modular, so you can kind of put whatever you want here. You could put that little sling ring portal that was on the first level there if you wanted. You can kind of switch out. There's some more on the third level too that you can see that you can switch out to kind of have whatever you want on each level there. And this Gargantos is really cool here because they used the same kind of eyepiece and coloring as they did with the actual Gargantos set, and I really like the tentacles here, how they did them. It's really fun. So then let's get on to the inside here. So here you can see a big old bookshelf. I think this was one of my favorite parts of the build. It was just really fun to put all the different tiles together to make the books, and there's some cool stickers on a lot of them to give some extra detail there. And then up on the top you can see this little apple tile here, kind of in reference to the apple that Doctor Strange like turns back in time. There's a crystal, a little chalice, and then you have the little Wi-Fi password card here from the first movie. That's fun. I really like how they did the lamp in this corner here with the little red chairs here with a mug in the middle. And then on the corner here, let me spin it around, you can see they have this little like axle piece in gold up top here, some potions on the shelf, and it actually all builds together to make the corner of the building here. It kind of fits in perfectly. And then on this side you can see just some more of the windows and this little pedestal here in the window. And then on this side you can see some more pictures up on the wall with like some other sorcerers. And then you can see like where that Gargantos goes in here. And then this is a really cool function of the set. So this is what these knobs here are used for. If you open up this door here, you can see different like vistas of different places. So if you pull it back, it's like a cosmic little kind of space portrait there. And then if you push the left one forward here, it's like a Himalayas, Antarctica type mountain. So if you want to push that back, it goes back to space. And then you push the right one and it goes to a desert. So that's kind of in reference to those doors in the first movie that have the different portals to different places. So that is a really cool feature in this second level here. It was a little tough to build at some points to kind of get all the spacing right on some of the bricks, because it's a pretty complicated mechanism here. It's really easy to just kind of push and slide them there, but to build it, it was a little tougher, but it was really worth it because that's a really cool feature on this second level here. So yeah, definitely, I love this second level here. I think it's my favorite in the whole set. So here we have our final level, excluding the roof. And you can see right off the bat, we got some more windows and some more grates on the windows, but we have this nice big dish piece for kind of the big, like iconic Sanctum Sanctorum window there. And I'll show you on the inside how it's connected, but for now, let's spin it around here. You can see we have this nice Captain America exhibit poster. That's also one of the modular pieces that you can switch out for Gargantos or the sling ring portal. So there's not a lot going on the outside of this one since it's kind of the top. So let's go check out the inside here. So once again in this section, there's a lot of details on the walls here. So you can see on the right here, you kind of have a picture of Wong up on the wall there with kind of like a bow staff weapon connected in there. And then on the left, we have a picture of Baron Mordo with, I think that's the Eye of Agamotto with him there. And then kind of, I think his bow staff that he uses. And then in these glass cases here, there's kind of some relics, like a little chalice, or in this one, I think it's a fire extinguisher. At least that's what it looks like. So that's kind of a funny joke if that's the intention. And then we have like a little samurai helmet with like a shield and some battle axes on the wall and kind of a skeleton. And then on the left here we have like a gladiator helmet, and then some more illustrations on the wall there, and then an umbrella there in the corner. So then once we spin it around here, you can also see that there's like a little lamp there, and I think this chain is supposed to be like a little plug-in on the floor there, and then a spear. And then this chest here also opens up, and there's a little scroll on the inside here. And I really like how they did it using like a connector piece and then a couple little studs with like little sticks coming out the top to connect in there. So then here, as promised, there's that Sanctum Sanctorum window there, and you can see how it's kind of connected with some droid arms and a little bar that's kind of in one of those trap door plates that kind of has the hinge spots for the door, but they actually then just put a bar in there and then they connect it with some droid arms. So a ton of detail in this level, but still less than the last level, so that's really saying a lot for the set as a whole. There's just a lot of detail packed in. And then, like I said, with this Captain America wall here, it's modular. It's one of the ones you can kind of take out there. And you can see they kind of have like a little hinge plate here so that you can kind of grab onto it easier to pull it out there. And this, I think, also can kind of come off here if you want to put it a different way there, to put it like this so that when you stick it on one of the other walls, it's kind of straight up and down, because on here it goes in sideways. So if you put it on one of the other walls, it'll be standing like this. So this is just an easy fix. You can easily take this big plate off and just swap it and then put it back in there. So finally, to cap it off, we have the roof piece here, and as you can see, there's not a whole lot going on because it's just kind of the end cap to the whole piece. But still, I like a lot of the tubing that they did here to show like some smokestacks or some pipes coming out over here as well. And then there's like a little garden here, which I think in Multiverse of Madness, it's Wong's garden that he has on the roof. So a nice little potted plant and some leaves there, and then some cool smokestacks here. And I like how they used these 2x2 kind of peg pieces with then a connector, and then they could put kind of this barrel piece on the top there. So yeah, not a ton going on here, but it definitely wraps the whole piece together once you put it together. So let's do that right now. So of course we'll start with the base here, and then we'll get the second level on here. And like I said earlier, there's a few studs to connect these here, but it's mostly flat tiles. So you can kind of see here a couple studs, and over here a couple, and right here some too. But overall, it's pretty much mostly just a bunch of flat tiles here. So that way they all connect securely, but also are easy to take off later if you want to. So then let's get the roof on here. So here is the final build for the Sanctum Sanctorum, and I'll add the minifigures in here too for just a little bit more display in a second. But you can just see how big this build is here. Here I'll put a minifigure next to it for scale. This is Iron Man here, so yeah, it's pretty much minifigure size accurate to what an actual building would be. So it's really impressive with how much bigger they were able to make this than one of the previous Sanctum Sanctorum sets. But yeah, it's absolutely massive. I think it took me about maybe 5-6 hours to build total. But yeah, let's get some minifigures on here and we can see it in its full display. So with this set comes a couple of these invisible rod pieces to help display some minifigures. So in the instructions, it tells you to kind of put one here and then one up on the wall here for a flying character. But it looks like you can kind of put them any other spot you really want here that has this 2x2 tile here with the stud coming out. But I do really like this spot right here for Iron Man. So I'm going to put him up here, kind of flying over the street there. And then I think I'm going to utilize the other one to put Spider-Man here, because I think I'm going to have Doctor Strange and Ebony Maw kind of fighting on the side of the building there like they do in the movie. So then I can kind of have like the Infinity War characters over here, and then I can have like Multiverse of Madness characters kind of on the roof and in front of the building here. So you can see here they kind of have these invisible pegs here coming out of the wall. So I think I'm going to have Ebony Maw here on the left, kind of going at Doctor Strange here on the right. we go. I'll place him right in there. So that way we have a nice kind of battle scene over here to kind of show off that Infinity War sequence. And I think for the front of the building here, I'm going to put Wong up top here above the door, since he's kind of the Sorcerer Supreme of this sanctum. And then I'll put Baron Mordo down in front here, since he kind of comes out to greet Doctor Strange in the front of the building in Multiverse of Madness. And then since Dead Strange kind of gets resurrected on the roof here towards the end of the movie, I'm going to put him and Scarlet Witch kind of fighting up here. Even though she wasn't up here in the final battle of the movie, I'm going to put him up here, so it only seems natural to have him fighting her. And then I'm going to spin around back here, and I think I'm going to put Sinister Strange kind of scheming in the back of the building here, coming out of that portal. And once again, like I said, these are modular, so if I want to have him be over on this side of the building where Gargantos is instead, I can kind of clip him in there. And then let's say I want to have the Captain America poster. If I just switch it here like this, if I want to have that down here with the other kind of posters in graffiti, I can. And then I can also have Gargantos kind of coming out the side here of the top of the building over by Scarlet Witch. So those three are completely modular. You can kind of put them wherever you want. So there we have it with all our minifigures attached. I really like having Iron Man flying above here and Spider-Man kind of jumping in there. I think this is kind of my favorite display portion of the building. There's a lot of potential to have different characters there too. That's just kind of how I did it, but you can kind of put them however you want. So overall, I really love this set. This is, I think, one of the best Marvel sets that has ever come out. Maybe aside from like the Guardians of the Galaxy ship, that's the only other Marvel set that I've ever bought, because I love the design of that ship so much. But I think this definitely has potential to be the best Marvel set ever. If you enjoyed this build, make sure to Stud-Scribe and stay tuned for next time, where I'm going to be unboxing, building, and reviewing the highly anticipated LEGO Star Wars ATTE. Thanks for watching.